Hey guys, a flight over Siberia. The helicopter was flying. Suddenly the pilot. My eyes are caught by a thing on the ground below. Towards the strange scene. A huge hole that, the width of the hole is about 80 feet and the depth. It seemed to be about the size of a 15-foot building. But the surprising thing is that this hole it wasn't here the day before either. The pilot hole. He circled around a few times and took some pictures. Pick up and leave. These pictures. As soon as the matter spread on the internet, it became a topic of discussion. Becomes the center. Geologists, scientists, architects, researchers, etc. The mysterious hole has never been seen before. And such a huge hole can form overnight. This too was beyond their imagination. The hole. The volume was so large that it contained about 10 Olympic-sized swimming pool water effortlessly. It can catch. But such a big hole suddenly. How was it made? The correct answer to this question is, nobody knew then. And this matter is it was hard to understand even from the pictures. This incident on the Yamal Peninsula in northern Russia, the harsh environment of the place and, due to its remoteness, there is hardly any population here. Okay, just some pills in this place, in whose language this place is named Yamal, which means the end of the world. Geologists in the Arctic region are alarmed by the news of the crater. He became active and started investigating there. Although many times in different parts of the world, chains have been formed, even in the middle of the city, where even cars or houses have been destroyed. These holes are usually made underground, because of the water current, but this hole was quite different. Usually the edge of the chain. It is absolutely disgusting. But this hole, the edges were high and spread all around. Ruins, from 200 to 900 meters. Stone fragments were scattered all around. The destruction is usually seen in meteorite impacts. As a result, but there is no evidence of a meteorite in this crater. Couldn't find it. Many people started saying, maybe it's a big natural explosion. If that were the case, then after the lava came out, there were traces of ash or molten rock all around, which was not here. So the question was raised about this. What is the source of the explosion? For testing, air, water and soil from inside the hole, samples are collected, and this collection, after testing, a surprising result was found. Information. Methane gas is present around this crater. The amount was unusually high. Methane, which we usually use it as cooking gas. I use it, which is very useful. Made by the contact of carbon and hydrogen. Methane gas is spreading in large quantities in the air. It can quickly ignite a fire if it falls. So, scientists estimate that it accumulates underground. The methane gas that was present at one time exploded under pressure. This simple idea created this hole. Scientists have long thought that the mystery may be, it ended here. But a few days later, then 8 more one after another on the Yamal Peninsula. Huge holes are found. These are similar. It is believed to have been created by an explosion. If you look at satellite images from 2018 onwards, it can be seen that the area is covered in craters. The number is increasing. So the question arises, it is normal that these holes are so fast or the same. What is the reason for such an unusual formation? To find the answer to this question, scientists became anxious. Answer. A surprising thing to find. It can be observed that a deep connection between these chains. It was related to climate change. The year after the first chain was created, record temperature rise in Siberia. On the other hand, all the other chains are in this world. Record temperatures rise at a time when, from the beginning of the 1900s to today, the average temperature of the Earth is about 1 degree Celsius has increased. However, the Arctic, this temperature in the circle is doubled in speed, has increased. So scientists think, maybe you started with these chains. There is a deep connection to global warming. And this, if the fear is true, then the future. Numerous such chains can be seen all over the world, which might even make your house explode. Maybe. So scientists Yamal. In-depth research into the hole in the peninsula. On the other hand, the Yamal Peninsula, far away, within the Arctic Circle, a group of researchers discovered something in the field. What may be the secret of the Yamal crater? Will help uncover. Alaska. Easy Lake is located on the northwest coast. According to locals, this lake it was behaving strangely. It came out of the lake. It was bubbling as if water was boiling. A team of scientists to solve the mystery, arrived there, collecting bubble samples. After doing this, it was discovered that these were methane gas. Originates from methane in the Arctic region, gas leaks are a common occurrence. But what was happening here was unprecedented. 10 tons of methane gas is released from this lake every day. It was coming out. This had never happened before. The researchers decided to go under the lake, find the source of methane gas. Although the lake was only 3 feet deep, but where the bubbles were coming from, the place was very deep, where it was not possible for divers to reach this. Reasons why scientists use gold scanning. Create a 3D model of the lake's bottom. Then they can find out from where the source of the bubbles is about 50 feet away. It is in depth. On the one hand, Russia, methane is the cause of the formation of the Yamal chain. It was called gas. On the other hand, this lake, a large amount of methane gas is also coming out from below. Both of these places are within the Arctic Circle, located in and has a common. The feature is that these places are below permafrost. Permafrost is the Earth's permanently frozen below the surface, a layer. This layer covers a large area, widespread, including Russia, Canada, and there are large parts of Alaska. Recent research shows that in the Arctic Circle, permafrost is melting slowly due to rising temperatures. It has started to melt slowly, so this information is one. It gives rise to great fear. In places where lakes, mountains, rivers are all man-made, structures are standing at the bottom of them. What can happen if the layer melts? Beyond imagination. But the permafrost is melting. Evidence of the departure is found at Easy Lake, Foxtown, Alaska, 600 kilometers away, in the deep forest of the area where people are targeted. He said that the forest suddenly tilted to one side. It's as if the roots of the trees have become weak. Also, upon entering this forest, you can see, the ground has collapsed somewhere and there is a strange hole has formed in that hole. The sound of falling water can also be heard, even though it is nearby. You won't see any water bodies or springs. It was such a big change that the world. This was happening for the first time in history since 2018. It started from, but the question is, as the permafrost layer melts, with methane gas and the Yamal chain, what is the relationship? To unravel this mystery, in Alaska, a tunnel is dug in the permafrost layer. What the researchers found there was even more surprising. There was information like 3 million years ago from today, mainly soil, stone and sand from the formation of the permafrost layer due to freezing. I said this mainly because this, along with the layers of soil, rocks and sand, the skeletons of some ancient animals are also found in this, was kept at the level. Among them were mammoth, steppe bison and were thousands of years old grass. It becomes clear from this that permafrost is abundant in this. There is organic matter. Now you may know that organic matter, carbon is present. Those who don't know, knowing, keep plants to make their own food, absorbs carbon dioxide from the environment, and when those plants die, during decomposition, some carbon is released again. It comes out in the air. But the Arctic, this is due to the freezing temperatures in the circle. The process of decomposition is very slow, continues to occur. As a result, thousands of years of organic matter is still buried in the permafrost. That is, it was buried thousands of years ago. The bodies of the animals and the plants that have gone has not yet decomposed, and among them there are still carbon is present. Experts believe the Arctic, so much carbon in permafrost, there is something that may be in the Earth's atmosphere, more than carbon. This is why the world, as permafrost melts as a result of warming, as it goes, so does the organic matter in it. Matter or fossils begin to decompose, and bacteria use this carbon as is taking it as strength, and instead of that, methane gas is being released into the environment. In addition, the melting of permafrost has caused the soil. It is becoming very soft. As a result, methane trapped under permafrost, the gas is able to rise easily. This gas penetrates the ground and rises straight up. Large chains formed due to migration. This is why the Arctic Circle, the number of chains is increasing day by day. According to experts, there is still no solution to this problem. No way was found. Now it's your turn. Many of them will say global warming. If we bring this under control, we can get rid of this problem. It is possible to find a solution, but not friends. It is not possible. As much as we are now in the global world, let's try to control warming. Why not prevent the melting of farm frost? It is no longer possible. Today's world leaders, when the environment is sacrificed for the sake of their own economy, when we show our thumbs, we are ordinary. People are not aware of the environment either. But how much damage are we already doing to the world? It's strange to know that I've done it. Friends of philosophy should be a little more careful about our own environmental pollution. Finally, thanks for watching. Stay happy, stay safe.